Hello and welcome at the Cat and Erna show podcast. Yay, we're here again. Before we start off, I have to say something. It was really magical. Eh? We were just talking a bit, and Katarina came on with a yellow screen. And the moment she said, what was it again?
I just said, and I'm all yellow, and did this, and then it disappeared.
And it turned into blue. Talking about magic. So
talking about magic.
Yeah. And actually, well, we're not going to talk about magic this time. We're going to talk about the experiences that you had last weekend when you were practicing talking to spirits.
Yes.
So come on, spill the beans. Why did you decide to do this training?
Well, I decided to do it because I know I can do it, but I just don't know exactly how. Because I just do it, I just need to understand what it is I'm doing when I'm doing it. It may sound weird, but it's
tiny little bit.
Yeah, but I just need someone who knows more than me, helping me in the process, and
to give you some structure
structure, and helping me understand what's going on, and when I can't have the contact, what can I do instead, or and I have done a few sessions before on both clairvoyance, which is where I look into a person and see what can help them, or tell them what they need to know. And I have had a few clients who wanted to get in contact with a loved one.
Or maybe they are lost.
They are lost. We can't find them, but can we? Yes, we can, if we're lucky.
If they're willing.
If they're willing. So I went on those 2 training days, and it was fun. It was strange. It was magical. It was challenging. It was everything. I wanted to cry because I felt love. I wanted to cry because I felt not good enough. I wanted to cry because I laughed a lot. It was all of the emotions you can imagine.
Yeah.
And the very first, we are just thrown into it. We have a little chat before we start, and the teacher says, well, pair up 2 and 2 and pick a number, 1 and 2, and number 1.
Is she or he?
She.
But she did sort of tell a bit about how to connect with spirits, or no? Oh, she just plunged you in the deep end and go for it.
Yeah. There weren't a lot of education on the subject because it's more learning by doing.
Okay.
So she
very practical
along the way. Yeah.
Nice.
We started out with having a meditation, raising our energy in our chakras, so that we would just be connected with our guide.
Just for the people that don't know anything about chakras, can you just shortly explain?
I can shortly explain because I actually don't know a lot about chakras. I know that there are 7. But it's still possible to do what I did, so it doesn't really matter.
True.
There are 7 energy centers in our body, and I think you can explain it way better than I. So
yes.
There's a root chakra, and I need to have that balanced because I'm all over up here. So
you've got 7 main chakras: the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the 3rd eye, and the crown chakra.
Exactly.
And you have to have them balanced, of course, most of the times there is a blockage in one of the chakras, and then you feel it's stuck, and you might hear a cat on the background having a hairball or something like that.
It was a really weird noise.
Okay, you're all good.
Doesn't matter.
No. So and the chakras are connected. Your root chakra says it said, the name says it already. It keeps you grounded, rooted in with Mother Earth. And
exactly.
The crown chakra has you connected with
perhaps the universe,
the light, the source.
Don't know. Yeah, perhaps because the third eye makes you able to see what is not visible to our normal eyes. So the crown chakra, it makes sense that it's to the source.
It connects with
what you believe in. Yeah. So we needed to build up that energy.
Yeah.
And we did that every time we had a new person to practice on.
Okay.
No, there was one exercise, then we build up the energy, and then if we had 2 or 3 persons in that exercise, that was only one. But every time we had a new exercise, we
then you do it again. Yeah, of course.
And the first woman I practiced with, she was brand new, and so was I, but she had never tried it at all, and I have had a little bit of practice, but still not really knowing what I did. And it started out with me just saying a lot of stuff, and I couldn't understand it because I saw a little girl dancing and jumping like, hey, look at me. And it turned out to be herself. And she's not dead. So maybe that was the clairvoyant part of me just tuning into her. But then I thought, well, I'm great at talking. And I had a lot of pictures coming in. And that's what I don't understand it, but it is what it is. I get a lot of pictures, sometimes few, and they come like this. Sometimes they stay a little bit longer because there's something I really need to see and focus on.
Yeah.
But then I talked, and it turned out that her grandmother was there. And I could tell her that she had not lived with her grandmother, but spent a lot of time with her because of her parents having to work late. I could tell her how she was tucked in by her grandmother because she also slept there. I could see their dog, which is still living. And then I asked her at one point, and it was really funny, if her grandmother had some kind of routine when she tucked her in, because I saw that she gave her a kiss on the forehead and just did this with her hand. And as I said, because I see that, I did this on my arm, and she just she did that. So not even, yes, I am in control of my body, but I didn't think of doing this. I just did it. So that's weird.
Wow.
And she was told by me that she needed to feel more free, dance, because that little girl was just dancing, and she had fun with her grandmother doing that, and she could clear her mind by drawing and stuff like that. And she also did that with her grandmother, because there's always a message from spirit to the person. And 3 more times that day, Saturday and Sunday, she was told to dance.
Wow.
From different spirits.
From different spirits, huh?
From different spirits. And different participants getting in contact.
That was so nice.
Wild.
Yeah.
And we obviously we were 13. It was a small class, so that was great. But we didn't talk about the other person's experience. So
no.
no
So
one
nobody
knew.
could know. Yeah.
No.
So how did
So
you go home that night? The first night? Were
I
you
was
all
exhausted.
hyped? Yeah.
No, I was on fire because it's I was happy, I was satisfied, but still learning. So I'm the kind of person who really needs to feel that what I'm doing is working, is good, is everything.
Yeah.
So I was happy, but I didn't have that wow, whoa, what did I do? And so yeah. And that's also a learning process, because during the training I also had times where I didn't see what I was, not what I was supposed to see, but it didn't resonate with the other one. And it was like, am I imagining stuff, or can't I figure out how? Or but that's again, we are all on different paths. Paths. It's not a passport. Pass. In Denmark, it's pass when it's a passport.
You're on a path.
Path. So it's okay that I'm not as good as the experienced one who has done this for many years, or as the one who has been seeing spirits everywhere since she was a child.
Yeah.
So I needed to acknowledge that I'm good enough, even though I'm not at her level, or his level.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
and is it also is it also a matter of just practicing?
Yeah. Practice a lot, and learning how to. Some people have pictures of, for instance, an owl.
Yeah.
But once I had a reading where a man saw an owl, and he was like, I don't think you have an owl. But the way he gets his messages is by an owl. What is the metaphor for an owl? Smart, lonely. The owl can go from up here and just boom, get a mouse, or the neck all the way around. So then so that's the way he gets it. Some gets it as a sound, or as a smell, or
exactly. So it was also for you to figure out what your way of seeing and interpreting is.
Exactly. Exactly. The same lady I did the first session of the first practice with, I practiced on later on as well, because we were only 13. And there came a guy, and all I saw consistently, and that was what I was talking about, having the same picture. It didn't change. I only saw that one thing. I saw, like, from the 50s or 60s, a guy with a leather jacket, like from Greece.
Oh yeah.
Sitting on the floor with a motorcycle, just working on it, but in detail, just like he was just focused. And it didn't make sense to her at all. But I thought it was linked to her big brother, and he can't recognize it either. But that was the only thing I saw. That was the only thing I could tell her, because nothing else came. Or perhaps I couldn't figure out how I could receive other messages than just that picture. So practice getting in contact with your guide, so that the guide can help the spirits come to me, and help me connect with the spirit's energy, so that it comes in easily.
Yeah. Wow. So maybe I'm just thinking out loud now. Not now, but maybe for our next podcast, you can practice on me.
Perhaps. Ooh, that's a challenge. Perhaps do
It's
that.
practice. It's practice.
It is. It is. And hey, I don't know anyone you've known that has passed on. So
No,
it wouldn't be that I know you and it's easy for me to say that blah, 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 blah. I
no,
couldn't.
true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for those who are wondering if it's possible online, yes. I started out with doing it on Facebook in Messenger, writing. I only had a picture of the one they wanted to have contact with, or I had a picture of themselves if it were clairvoyance. And then we just wrote to each other.
Yeah.
So that's possible.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's see about that. So, anything else that you took away from the weekend?
Yeah, the biggest learning I took away, and you might think that it has something to do with practicing and that, but the biggest learning experience I got was remember that this is your journey. Do not compare yourself to others, because you might be here, some are here, some are here, some are here, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So don't, and the way that I'm doing it doesn't have to be the way that you would be doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. But I also did one thing, and I actually have told you about that one with the animal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So I think that was the one who really made me think, whoa, and now I'm yellow again, now I'm blue.
Yeah. It goes on and off.
That's weird. But we had to give each other in pairs a meditation where we were guiding the other person to have contact with their guide, and after that guiding them to have contact with a relative who has passed on. Why do I?
Yeah, passed on. Yeah.
Good. Yellow. And for those who are listening to the podcast, when I say yellow, it's just because my screen goes yellow. We had to do that guided meditation. I just remember it's also a podcast. So I guided this woman into a forest, and she got way deep into the forest, and all of a sudden I saw a fox. And my story, my way of guiding her, didn't include any animals. I hadn't thought of anything like that. So I was like, a fox? What the beep is the fox doing here? But I've also learned that what you see is what you say. Don't analyze. So I told her that there was a fox looking at her, and that she was looking at the fox. And then she just continued with, I told her to continue into the forest. And when she were to leave the forest again, I started guiding her out of the forest. But then I had this this thought that she were to turn around and look at the forest, not at the forest, but the fox again.
Fox, yeah.
Yeah. And then the fox had a message to her that it thanked her for not being afraid of it or him, and that there's nothing to be afraid of, but you can get startled at something, but there's nothing to be afraid of. But the beep again, that weren't my thoughts. It just came, and that exercise was also for us to connect with our guide.
It's actually quite powerful, huh?
Really, and I'm good at talking, but I just talked and gave the pictures for her to see.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I was like, how much of that was me? Maybe in the beginning, but not the fox, definitely. And then the fox came again and had a message, and that was totally weird. And I just don't believe in anything and everything. I'm actually kind of a skeptic. So, and then it stopped, and we were to discuss what we experienced, and she actually told me that it was a great choice with the forest because she grew up close to a forest. But often when she went home from school, there was a fox following her.
No.
And remember, I didn't know her until that day. So again, where would I know that from? And often it stopped, and she stopped, and they looked
So
at
they
each
looked at each
other,
other.
and she was afraid.
Oh, and it just told her in the meditation that she needn't be afraid of anything. They weren't going to hurt her or gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, me too. And I think actually it's a message to more than just her.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
We can have a shock or get a feeling of, oh, what was that? But
yeah,
of course I know that some stuff would make you afraid, but like if we think of dying, or we think of the fox, or we think of the big bear in the forest, perhaps, okay, I would be afraid. But if we treat it with respect and distance, it all may be good.
Yeah, precies. I mean, yes, exactly.
Yeah, precies. Precisely. Yeah.
Cat.
So
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually a great message. Yeah.
It is. It is.
Really,
so that's
really.
the one experience that really helped me to realize that, okay, you can do some stuff. You're not at all bad at this. You just need to recognize it in yourself that,
exactly.
that you actually can do this.
Exactly.
And as this one. So yeah. And you can do it as well. Yeah, of course you can, and everyone can. You just need to practice.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
you need to know a bit of how to center yourself, how to connect to your spirit guides, and then go for it.
Yeah, and not even because, as I said, I did it before without connecting with anyone, or at least I didn't notice I did.
Yeah.
I had a chat with a colleague of ours who is also a hypnotherapist. And when we were chatting just about random stuff, I asked her about some stuff and who's he and what is that about? And I didn't connect with anything. It just popped up in my mind.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, we brought up a lot of stuff there as well. So I'm sure if we know how to connect and do all of that, it would be more precise and more powerful.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's true. Yeah. But do you think people would have to be open to that kind of thing? Or
I really don't think it matters, but if you don't believe it, or you are skeptic, you might dismiss all of the messages because it isn't what you want to hear, or
it can be real, or
what we were taught, which she really put a lot of effort in explaining to us, is you need evidence. This is not just some cold reading where you just look at someone and you guess your way. You need to know if it is a man or a woman, how old they were when they died, what they died of, what they worked with, and the relation to the sitter, the client who is sitting with you. And if you can't do that, then the client can't be sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually sounds a bit like communicating with animals. If I want to communicate with someone else's animal and I don't know anything about them, and they do want to know if there's something wrong with the animal, or if the animal is lost ran away or whatever, then you connect with the animal. You have the basic questions, the bowl that they get their food in, the best friend, colors in the house, how many people or how many humans you have. Those are all questions that we need to ask so that the people know that we're speaking to their animal.
Yeah, because you could just say random stuff like, oh, he would like more walks, or he doesn't like his food, or that anyone could say.
Yeah.
And
what's your favorite toy? Stuff like that.
Yeah. And she really, really was specific about, you have to practice that and be specific. Yeah. We also tried, it's just quick, we also tried to, we were grouped in threes, and two of us were to connect to the same spirit and give the message to the third one. And of course, I came in a group with the more experienced ones. So when I sat down, I was really nervous, not as in I didn't want to participate, but I felt like, oh shit.
Yeah, you feel it in the pit of your stomach, and it's like,
how am I going to keep up with this lady who reeks of confidence and spirituality, and boom, 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 here I am, and there's little old me beside her. So that was difficult. I tried, but didn't. But then she, the lady I talked about, and the man, they were paired afterwards and going to give me a message, and she had a contact, he had a contact, and it were two different people, but both I could recognize. But the assignment was, you have to link it and have one. So they blah blah blah, and they were just, and the teacher came over and said, come on, you're not even working together, come on, focus. And she was like, no, now you feel it. And she could see everything, Anna. She could see if we were connected with the spirit. She could see if they were connected. She could see, it was, because amazing. When I was to do that thing, she came over to me and said, Katarina, are you connected with her? And I was like, nope, I don't feel a thing. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So when they connected, they were sitting like this. They were just they felt like
they're really like in their trance, or
in a bubble, because their energy and the spirit's energy were connected. They just had a look like, oh, this is amazing. So they sat there for a while, and I just sat on my chair looking at them and thinking, wow, I've been waiting for
give me the juice, give me the juice.
And all weekend I hadn't had a contact with one of my spirits. So I was like, okay, I need to have one now, because I'm not going home without any contact. And there were two assistants sitting next to us a little further away, and they were just laughing because they looked so funny, and they were laughing, I was laughing, but come on. And then they were spot on, both of them. So that was magical.
Nice. So there's a good and well spent weekend.
Yeah. And great. I'm going to do some more. So
nice. So you have to keep us posted, huh?
And I'm thinking, what about your animal, connecting to the animals?
I have to practice.
I would love to hear more about that. And you know what? I do have a dog.
Oh, you do?
I actually do. And you know a little bit about her, but you do not know what her bowl looks like.
Nope. And I don't know her favorite toy.
Nope.
Oh.
So there's a challenge for you as well, Anna.
This is a challenge. gosh, really?
Now we know what to do in the next couple of podcasts, right?
Yep.
It came right back at you. Or you can practice on my mom's dog so that you really don't know it.
Oh. Damn. I have to look up my training and practice.
If I can, you can. Anyone
Yeah,
can.
true.
Yeah,
True.
we can.
We definitely
Or
can.
else you just get a session from me so that you believe that you can. Boom.
Ah,
Yeah.
let's go with that.
Yeah, let's do that.
So,
Yeah. So next, I can't find a word. Why can't I find a word? Next podcast.
yeah.
YouTube thingy. Next recording we'll do. We will interview a lady. And it's not Mette. Nope. We know a lot of exciting people. So we do. Next time we will interview a lady called Pernille, and she's from Denmark, but she's lived a lot of different places in the world, but she can talk more about that. But Pernille is also a hypnotherapist, as we are, trained by Marissa Peer, but she is also a feng shui consultant. So that's what we're going to talk to her about. Yeah, I know a little bit about it, but I don't know what she knows. So
same here. So I'm really, really curious. Maybe we should change. Well, I definitely should change my surroundings.
I'm going to do something now. I have an office which were nice a year ago, but then we got a lot of stuff we didn't know where to put.
I saw your office a year ago. Oh, that's not the office I saw a year ago.
No, it's not. And I actually colored this wall blue because of feng shui, but I don't like it.
Okay.
And my first thought was that it were to be purple or pink, not a pink, but a pale pink.
Yeah.
But then I read that feng shui, the career area, it should be black and blue and middle. So I did that. But that's not me. So I think I'm going to ask her about that. Does it have to be by the rules, or is it okay to do it more so that you feel comfortable? Or how can we? Yeah.
So if people have questions about feng shui, they should just write us an email or put them in the comments below.
Exactly. And the email is
Cat and Erna. No. Cat and Erna at gmail.com.
Sorry. It is.
And we want them to
like the video, like, share, watch it, and have your friends watch it, because then we will be even more known on YouTube, and we will have more followers, and more followers will get more interaction, and more interaction will mean more questions, and more questions will mean more interaction between Anna and me and the people we interview,
and more impact that we have and the people that we interview have. So like and subscribe.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.